outside looking in bubble, but not really because they're in that wild card spot right now. Are you panicking or are you being patient with them? Are they going to hold on to it?
I was panicking.
Yeah, for a bit.
They played themselves back into a me be patient.
Okay.
I am now being patient. Me be patient. I don't know if I like how that.
All right.
Me be patient.
Yep.
That's what I'm doing. They're in the third playoff spot currently.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've played really good baseball. Look, since the first half, it's been a roller coaster of a season. It's been a tale of different journeys for them this year. First half, great.
Yep.
Beginning of the second half, awful. And now they're playing really good, really sound, fun baseball right now. And they've played themselves back into that third and final wild card spot currently. They have over a 50% chance of getting into the playoffs. 50.8. I'm gonna ride with them. They were my bold take. I never wanted to not believe in them.
I know.
They forced me for a week or so to be like, you guys aren't making me look good. But they're back. They're playing really good. I love the lineup. I'm gonna say they get in.
Ooh. All right. Well, let's stay in the NL West, because if they get in, that means this team, I don't think, is going to get in. Are we panicking or are we being patient with the San Francisco Giants?
Yeah, the NL wild card is really fun right now because all these teams we have in here, the ones we've talked, Reds, D-backs, Giants, Marlins are there. It's really going to be like 1 month plan for your playoff lives. And how's that going to turn out? And yes, if I have the D-backs getting in, I'm going to have the Giants not getting in. They're currently entering the new week again, sitting 1.5 games out behind the D-backs, which I don't really understand. The Reds are closer. I mean, I guess I get it because Vegas does all the odds on it. But the difference between the Reds and Giants this year isn't, like one of those teams doesn't stick out as being far better. And for the Reds to be a half game back and sitting at 28% chance to get in, and the Giants being 1.5 game back and to have much better odds of getting in, it just doesn't make sense to me. Doesn't make sense. I'm going to say panic for the Giants, and I'm going to say that they do not get into the playoffs.
All right.
40.1% chance of getting in is where they're at.
Yeah, that's crazy. I would think the Reds would have a higher probability,
or at least
to
closer.
get in.
Like maybe this is them saying like, okay, we think the Giants are a better team, but with 1 month left and a team closer in the standings to be over 10% difference. That's
I'm with you here.
Yeah.
All right, let's move to the NL East. They're in third place, 3 games out of a wild card spot right now. The Marlins. Are you panicking or are you being patient?
Yeah, I'm starting to panic with this team. Again, with these teams that I think are with these teams that I don't think were likely to make the playoffs. Yeah. Right? That it was a surprise season, that they overexceeded expectations. The one thing that you can't afford to do is go on a really bad stretch. No. And that's what ends up being the killer for these teams. You look at the Angels last year, right? When they went on that historic losing streak. Well, yeah, they again went on a losing streak after the trade deadline, but it's always a really bad stretch that does it. And it might sound like, oh, Ben, with the hot take, a bad stretch gets you out of the playoffs. But I hope you understand what I'm saying. Like these teams that are overexceeding, just try and prevent yourself from going on those stretches. Make your bad stretches 5-8, not 0-13. And that can help you that'll help you. And the Marlins went on a really bad stretch, and now they're on the outside looking in, 2.5 games back on Monday, 2.5 games back. And I'm panicking if I'm the Marlins. I'm excited about the pitching staff and the future of the team. But Alex, I'm panicking. I do not think the Marlins get in.
That's fair. All right, let's move to the AL East. Talk about a team who had a really exciting series this weekend. The Boston Red Sox. Are we panicking or are we being patient for Boston?
So the Red Sox are 4.5 back. Look, this is a team that I feel like all year long hasn't had. They have never been like, oh my God, the Red Sox are terrible, they're out of it. They've always had a chance to be in the playoffs. I've just never come around with them being a playoff team. And I don't know why. I just haven't been able to get I don't watch them and think the Red Sox are getting into the playoffs. That to me screams a playoff team. It hasn't all year.
Yeah.
And I'm still not going to say they are. The Red Sox are going to have to win 21 of their last 31 games to have any chance at making the last wild card spot. That was a tweet there. I think it's going to take a stretch like that. And we're sitting here now with them with a 14.3% chance to get into the playoffs. And look, I'm no mathematician, but 50-50 to me is take it or leave it. 14.3%.
Like, you're going
I don't know.
buddy.
I don't
You're
feel great about
home.
that. And I feel like that backs up the way I felt all year. And at one point they were even closer to making it. They even they were right on the playoffs were in reach. It was in their hands. And I just never believed in this team for whatever the reason being. The pitching staff, the rotation, they count on a lot of unproven arms that I actually really like in that rotation, but bullpen struggles, especially Kenley, the injury to Kenley over the last few days. Hopefully he's okay, but yeah, just never came around on them, and I'm not able to right now. So I'm going to say panic, and my guess is that they are out.
Yeah. All right, we're wrapping things up with probably the most disappointing team in baseball this season. After the Mets decided to be sellers and they decided to stick with it and see if they can make a push for it. The San Diego Padres, you canceled them yesterday. I got to imagine you're panicking.
Well, Alex, you see, the thing about being canceled is that you can't uncancel them. That's the thing about this. You know, it's I can't just pull them back out of the grave that they dug themselves in. So of course I'm going to keep the Padres there. They were canceled in Monday's episode. I forget them along with the Guardians. So what are we up to 14?
We started with 9.
Started
and
with
then
9.
Angels, Yankees, Padres, Guardians.
Is there anybody else? So no, we're at 14. 13.
9 plus 4, Beth?
I was just saying I'm not good at math.
Wait a second here.
We're at 13. So we're getting close to half the league is canceled.
Okay.
And the Padres are one of those. The Padres are not getting into the playoffs. They are, again, you just said one of the most disappointing teams this year. And the Mets were until they sold. Let's not give the Mets a pass just because they did do the right thing, looked in the mirror and sold. I agree with what they did.
Yes.
However, still an absolute nightmare of a season and one of the biggest failures of a season ever. And that is the same with this Padres team. And it's now even worse. And I liked it at the time. I did. Look, go for it. Great. You're certainly within reach. This team, they'll figure it out. Hopefully, maybe we'll see. They never did. That makes it even worse. This is the biggest failure of a season, along with the Mets, that I think we have ever seen. The Padres are sitting here at the end of August with a 2.8% chance of making the playoffs. It's so bad. So bad. And it's time. It's time for, I believed in them longer than I should. I believed in them longer than
I did too. I at one point was trying to convince you to believe in them again. And then you came around, believed in them. We both kind of did.
Never listen to Alex is what I'm hearing.
No.